Welcome to Stacktastic, the weekly web show for the avid comic book reader and those who aspire to become so. Now, with South Korean rapper Psy's Gangnam Style sweeping the globe, I thought it was the perfect time to take a closer look at Big Hero 6, the superhero team that will become Disney Animation's first Marvel project. That, and earlier this month, Marvel published all 5 issues of the 2008 miniseries as a one-shot, which I just finished reading. Plus, as always, my weekly recommendations of what comics to pick up or download this week. Let's get started. As I walked down the aisle at Midtown Comics, scanning the top shelf to make sure I didn't miss anything, I came upon this Big Hero 6 one-shot. Knowing that Disney was developing an animated movie about the team, I felt I really should pick it up. But it went straight to the bottom of my stack, and even when I worked my way down to it, I still procrastinated about reading it. It seemed childish and a little silly, plus it's written by Chris Claremont, and I still have nightmares about his absolutely horrible Extreme X-Men run. But then, as I said, I felt I had to read it, so eventually I did, and I really enjoyed it. However, I'd say that Big Hero 6, at least this version, is a very strong mix of both Western comic books and manga, so it made me wonder if Disney was really going to keep the team rooted in Japan, considering that Hollywood is so homogenized. But then, what do you know, last week's Psy's Gangnam Style exploded on the internet, once again showing that the world is much more open to diverse cultures than studio executives think they are. I hope that Disney is paying attention to the fact that Psy is challenging Justin Bieber for the title of YouTube's top idol, and that they capitalize on Big Hero 6's Japanese roots. After all, Big Hero 6 was created to reflect Japanese culture, so Disney Animation shouldn't have chosen it as a property if they weren't going to embrace that. Plus, manga and animation are huge in Asia, yet we here in the West have made very little effort, at least in the mainstream, to reach out despite our own love of comic books and animation. Big Hero 6 is a great opportunity to do that. Now, you can pick up the Big Hero 6 one-shot or buy the digital copy online. I've included the link in the video description, but today I'm also going to give you a quick introduction to the characters as they exist today, and hopefully in the upcoming Disney animated film. First up, Hiro Takachiho. Hiro Takachiho, boy genius, is what makes Big Hero 6 a good choice for family entertainment. In the great tradition of Phineas and Ferb, Jimmy Neutron, and to some degree Lewis from Meet the Robinsons, Hiro's limit is literally his imagination. Now, while originally the focus of Big Hero 6 was first Silver Samurai and then Sunfire, characters well known to readers thanks to their affiliation with the X-Men, in this 2008 version, Hiro is the heart of the story. And while he doesn't have any superpowers, thanks to his intellect, he's not only built himself some battle armor, but a robot bodyguard called Baymax. Baymax is able to look human, but goes into battle Transformer style. And Hiro did such a good job building Baymax that this artificial intelligence is considered an independent member of the team. But where does all this leave Amadeus Cho? Is the Marvel Universe big enough for both Asian boy geniuses? Next up are Honey Lemon and GoGo Tomago. Now, when reading Big Hero 6, I was surprised at how sexualized these two characters are. I mean, while that's certainly common in manga and Western comic books for adults, this comic appears to be all ages. Some of Honey Lemon and GoGo Tomago's outfits are not. That's something Disney Animation is certainly going to have to tweak. However, both women are a lot of fun, and from a business perspective, a merchandising dream. Just imagine all the Disney princess merchandise, but with Honey Lemon and GoGo Tomago. Now, is Honey Lemon Asian or Caucasian? While it's not addressed in this latest version, originally it's hinted that Honey Lemon did a Betsy Braddock, but in reverse. As for her power set, Honey Lemon is not only a skilled fighter, but gives Mary Poppins a run for her money, sporting a bottomless handbag, which allows her to pull out pretty much any weapon she can think up. And Honey Lemon is a huge flirt, while GoGo Tomago is more of a tomboy. GoGo Tomago also doesn't have any superpowers, but wears a high-tech battlesuit that makes her a force to be reckoned with. Yes, these are definitely two mean girls on the side of justice. The other two members of the team take Big Hero 6's Japanese roots to a whole nother level. Wasabi no Ginger, I'm not kidding, is a chef in training that wants to become as skilled in the kitchen as he is at throwing his energy knives, which he creates out of his own unique chi energy. And as his name suggests, Wasabi no Ginger is strong and spicy, the kind of guy who doesn't need to wimp out and cleanse his palate between battles. Then there's the team's newest member, Fred. Like Wasabi no Ginger's chi energy, he has actual superpowers. Fred has an aura of a Godzilla-type creature that he can control almost as his avatar. Fred's own personal Godzilla is of course super strong, but Fred himself also seems to personally share his attributes, from super strength to super stamina to being super heavy. So what do you think of this new Big Hero 6? Is this a good choice for Disney Animation, and do you think it's important the team keep its Japanese roots? After reading the comic, I'd see the movie, but would enough non-comic book readers go to make it a box office hit? Remember, a Miyazaki film has never grossed more than $20 million here in the US. Alright, so in addition to picking up that Big Hero 6 one-shot, it's also becoming pretty clear that we all need to go back and pick up last week's Team 7 number 0. When I saw it on the shelf, I thought it was just another lame attempt by DC to establish another cool new superhero team. But I felt, why get into a book that most likely will soon follow in the steps of Blackhawks, Justice League International, and Men of War? Cancellation. Yet with references in Suicide Squad 0, this week's Birds of Prey 0, and surely other places as well, there's obviously something pretty important going on here. Plus, it is a cool idea to put Dinah Lance, Steve Trevor, Amanda Waller, and Slade Wilson all on the same team together. So how bad can it really be? We'll find out. Then as for new comics coming out this week, there are 2 DC Zero issues worth checking out. The first is Justice League, where it looks like Billy Batson finally says Shazam, and we'll learn the origin of Pandora. You know, the mysterious hooded woman who started this whole reboot. Plus, the publisher starts to set up its upcoming mega event, Trinity War. Then, interestingly, just as Amethyst, Princess of Gemworld, finally made her long-awaited debut on DC Nation this past weekend, she also returns to comics in Sword of Sorcery 0. Now, when I first heard of Amethyst, a friend of mine lent me the old issues, and they were a pretty decent, well, let's call it an homage to She-Ra. While the original Amethyst comic never quite caught on, will relaunching it under this more male-friendly title do the trick? Next, if like me you're suffering from Young Justice withdrawal as we wait for new episodes, come on already, then pick up Young Justice number 20, which finally jumps ahead 5 years to catch up with the show. Then over at Dark Horse, the publisher relaunches their popular character Ghost with the impressive creative team of Kelly Sue DeConnick and Phil Noto. When a ghost hunting reality TV show comes across the real deal, its former journalist turned cameraman gets sucked into a paranormal mystery. Kinda looks like a Millicent Maine ripoff, but then who'd want to rip off Millicent Maine? Finally, support Womanthology. While the original trade was a bit pricey, these new single issues are a little easier on the wallet. Plus, they take place in space. Everybody wins. And that's this week's Stacktastic. I'm Grace Randolph for Think About the Ink. Hope to see you back on Friday for Between the Pages. Until then, happy reading.